this piece of shit!
Have you ever seen a DVD that looks even remotely as painful as this? The massive tumor-like tits, the way past borderline racist caricature, and most galling of all, the needless Guns N' Roses reference. Oh right, yes! I didn't really have a ramping introduction to this, or really any kind of proper beginning, but fuck you! This cringing horseshit is awful! Ugh. Calm down. Calm down. Alright, let's start this over. What is the worst type of bad a film can be? Bad is a term that is as subjective as a term can be and encompasses many qualifiers and categories. The Last Airbender and Batman and Robin, for example, are two popularly ordained bad films, but you wouldn't say they were bad for the same reasons, or that watching them is the same experience. Though they're both adaptations of beloved properties, Batman and Robin was a take on a character that the audience at large didn't want, made all the worse by corny lines and over-the-top camp.
Chicks dig the car.
This is why Superman works alone.
While The Last Airbender was a shoddily put-together film that attempted to tell the story of an entire television season in one feature-length movie, made worse by racially tone-deaf casting and wooden dialogue.
Is there a spiritual place where I can meditate?
There is a very spiritual place. The city was built around this place.
If I were to use more descriptive language to explain how both of these films are bad, I would say that Last Airbender would be best described as incompetently bad, and Batman and Robin as cheesy bad. It's up to the individual to decide for themselves whether or not you'd rather sit through an earnest attempt at filmmaking that fails, or a drastic creative misfire. However, I find that more often than not, an audience is willing to sit through a bad drama or a bad science fiction story than sit through a bad comedy. Why? Because if a comedy is bad, then it's not funny. And if it's not funny, then there's nothing for the audience to enjoy. Still, the term bad comedy is too broad to really have a succinct definition of what may be the worst type of film to sit through, but I think we're getting closer. There's the hacky, lazy comedy by the likes of Jason Friedberg and Aaron Seltzer, the trying too hard and failing comedy like the likes of Sean Levy, and finally there's the embarrassed for everyone involved comedy like Freddy Got Fingered or Movie 43. By far and away, I find embarrassing comedies to be the worst films to sit through. They just make you want to sink into your chair until you suffocate into the cushions. Which finally brings us to Jungle Day Ikou. Through this intro, one might make the conclusion that I am directly comparing Jungle Day Ikou with Movie 43 and Freddy Got Fingered, both widely regarded as two of the worst films of all time. Am I saying that this OVA is as bad as these two films? Well, I'm having a tough time saying it's not, so make of that what you will. What I will say, though, is that if Anime Abandon had a pain index, then Jungle Day Ikou would land somewhere between nail-gunning your dick to a termite mound and landing taint first on a white picket fence. It's an anime you can only watch if your greatest hope in life was to cringe yourself to death. At no point funny or entertaining, Jungle Day Ikou is gonna be tough. Not just for me, but for all of you out there too. We're in this together, folks. But we are strong, and we are ready to face death! We will arrive at the gates of Valhalla shiny and chrome! We live, we die, we live again! Ah! Our torture begins as school has been let out, but one of the students doesn't feel like cleaning up and books it, with our heroine in hot pursuit.
The great Takuma strikes again! That makes 3 days of no cleaning duty!
Hey, Takuma! Takuma! You better watch out! Get out of the way! See you later!
Ugh. Maybe my comparisons to Movie 43 weren't completely off. Barbara Goodson, Melissa Fawn, what the hell are you two doing here? I know that the voice acting business isn't known for its dignity, but this is like finding children's birthday party clowns working the polls of Republican nominee hopeful Lindsey Graham. But the reason why she's rushing home may have less to do with catching Bob's big boy, and more to do with her father coming home.
Welcome home, Papa! Pa!
Hi, sport.
Oh, very funny.
No, it's not. And why did the animators draw you like you were trying to pose for the cover of Nicki Minaj's Anaconda? But if you thought that was wildly inappropriate, then you don't know the meaning of the word!
Hey, how are you, sport?
I'm fine, Pop. I've been worried about you.
Well, here I am. I think you got taller while I was away in New Guinea, didn't you?
You bet. I grew almost an inch.
An inch? The rate you're growing, you'll be 10 feet tall by next year.
It's bad enough that they share this really creepy, electric, complex kind of relationship, but what makes it worse is that they cut to the mother who is visibly uncomfortable with this. Huh. My 13-year-old daughter is sitting on my husband's lap and talking about growing inches. Well, at least she's not wearing a skirt and presenting like a mandrill. Oh God, where did I go wrong? Between all the creepy pedophile undertones, it's a miracle we're able to get back on the story and find out that Jailbait's father has returned from the jungle, bringing with him an artifact from the expedition. He gives the figure to her, which she turns into a pair of earrings, which is about the last thing she'd want to do because now she's visited by him.
Startled you, didn't I?
Who's this old man?
Who am I? That's an astute question. I am a god known as a Hem.
Huh? You mean that you're a god?
Correct. I am god of Earth, Ahem.
Well, Ahem, might I borrow your name for just a moment? What? Yes, Ahem. Joining such an illustrious group of fictional gods like Achu and Shikaka. Look, I know this is coming from the Japanese, who do not share the same situation with America as far as race relations go, and I also know that this character was more than likely inspired by the tribesmen of New Guinea, who famously wear penis-gored codpieces called kotekas, but what the actual fuck? Okay, just calm down, Sage, just calm down. They can recover from this. I hope. Seems that Ahem has reached out to Jailbait that a demon that he sealed away is returning, and that he needs her help to stop him. So he gives her a skull necklace and tells her that should she fall into trouble, all that she needs to do is dance. Not just any dance, oh no. Not just any dance.
Ada oda, bungo, go, go. Right and left and right and left and right and left and right and left and oh, 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 oh. Squeeze it up, squeeze it up, squeeze it up, do 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 do. Boba dara, baba mara, becca becca, den dera dera dera, don barari, den dera dera dera, don barari, donde kala 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 wahi so.
Someone kill me, please! Mercifully, the anime cuts away, and Jailbait wakes up to find none other than the demon that had been sealed away, looking a whole lot less intimidating than in her dream, but way more annoying.
What the hell happened to the jungle? Where is the jungle?
Oh, right. I know that this role probably called for a lot of screaming and yelling and high-pitched squealing, but that doesn't stop the fact that this is just pure ear poison. What's worse is that this character is being voiced by Mona Marshall, someone who I know is a talented and respectful actor. Sure, she's been miscast plenty of times, but she always brings her A game. But this performance?
Why are you looking at me like that?
I'd rather listen to an orgy of cats have sex in an echo chamber. Fucking Christ!
Hey, you! Tell me what happened to it! Tell me! The jungle? Well, there's never been any jungle around here. You're in Japan now.
Japan?
Yeah.
What is Japan?
The one joke that works in this farcical heap, and the dub fucking ruins it. The only reason why this would be funny is if this were in the original Japanese, because then Anga would be asking what Japan is in freaking Japanese. In English, it's actually a valid question. I keep harping on this point, but it bears repeating. If a line doesn't work in English, make it work in English! So, Jailbait takes Ongo around town explaining what Japan is, and for some reason or another, the whole city is completely empty. There is no one around. What is this, I Am Legend? Where is everyone? Well, at least Bob's still kicking around, arguing with his dad about having to eat peas, and this causes Ongo and Jailbait to investigate. Apparently, they are so wrapped up in their argument that the both of them completely failed to notice the floating pixie fuck just 3 feet away from them!
Holy cow, this fried meat is like totally out of this world, Natsumi. Give me some more right now.
I'm glad you liked it, Ongo, but whale meat is a rare Japanese delicacy. That stuff is real expensive and hard to find nowadays.
Oh, really?
Okay, now this anime is just actively trying to piss off everyone. Who was this made for? Racist, Greenpeace-hating pedophiles? And now that Ongo has tasted whale meat, he wants more. So he summons a whale, flooding the whole city in ocean water. To make matters worse, Ongo can't do shit about it because he needs a round wooden plane to use his magic. How are they gonna jimmy themselves out of this? Shtick, my friends. Shtick.
If I can't use my magic, all I have to do is just tell the whale to go back to his home in the ocean.
But how do we talk to him?
Leave it to me.
So what happened this time?
We really didn't see eye to eye. Actually, I think he might be a foreigner.
Okay. That might be the worst joke I've ever heard, period. There is literally not one thing that went right about this. The setup was stretched paper thin. Why else would Ongo think he could talk to whales, a species he didn't even know about until now, unless this was meant to set something up? The delivery was awful, the timing was completely off, the punchline was trampled by Ongo, adding that foreigner line at the end. Hell, the punchline itself was a lame duck pun that couldn't even pass popsicle stick standards.
Huh?
Oh gosh, it's the Air Force.
The fucking city is under 20 feet of water! How the fuck did those jets take off? And battleships too? How the fuck did they scramble the military so quickly? And where the fuck were they that they could go from the coastline to the city in less than 4 minutes?
That necklace you're wearing, huh? A ham must have put his power into that necklace in case you get into any trouble. And so that probably means you should be able to use magic too.
Yeah, but how do I do that? Oh.
When you get into trouble, you must perform this dance.
Oh yes, people. This is what the anime has been building up to, so get your eye bleach at the ready and pray to whatever god you think will listen, because what has been seen cannot be unseen!
Ha! Ho! He! Hu! Ada ora bang go go go! Da don parari! Don de kala kala! Wahi! I feel so hot! Shahi! Wahi! Shahi! Wahi! Waha! You gotta buy!
Can I really add anything to that? This prepubescent girl transforms into a flower spirit by dancing around and bringing herself to orgasm. And make no mistake, that is what happens. And her flower spirit form is a scantily clad busty island girl. Just look at them. They're like bowling balls tucked into wineskins. And they never stop flapping around like windsocks. And of course, these Death Stars are held together by the thinnest bikini top in the world. I probably couldn't even use that as a sweatband, let alone hold tits that have the combined density of a collapsed sun. But she saves the day through her dancing and teleports the whale away. And I'm guessing the water too. I guess because we never see her get rid of the water, it just cuts to her getting back home. And for a house that was flooded by ocean water, the place looks remarkably pristine. Almost like someone forgot that it happened. Like a writer or a director or someone who didn't do their fucking job! Okay, the first episode is over and done with, and I might be naive for thinking this, but maybe the second episode will start on a more dignified note?
What's
the matter, dear? Have an upset stomach?
No, nothing like that.
Wait a minute. I know. You got your friend. Let's celebrate. Shall I get you a napkin, darling?
Oh, please. I'm going to school.
Or we can make a period reference. It's certainly not a joke, because there really isn't a joke made here. She got her first period. That's it. This whole plot point is never used again and only serves to compound the fact that this anime is about an only now pubescent girl doing this!
I feel so hot.
Wait, an extended bit about a girl going through her first period? This is movie 43!
911? Yeah, my friend is bleeding out of her vagina!
No, I am not gonna let you cut out your own eyes!
Because you don't love me! Listen, folks, I want to apologize. That was beneath me, and above all else, I am a professional. And that was very unprofessional of me. So I am sorry. And while I'm at it, Gabe, my bad. Just keep that. Hey, look on the bright side. Now you can cosplay as David Bowie. You like Bowie, right? He likes Bowie.
That's not too hard to imagine. The flower spirit had a totally amazing body, didn't she?
Yeah, because big bosoms best symbolize Earth's maternal power. When it comes to symbolizing Earth's power, small breasts don't cut it, period.
Stop talking! Of course, Bob overhears the two bickering and does what he does best, being an annoying fucktard. Jailbait's response to his presence is an understandable and much appreciated over-the-shoulder sack toss, but he lands right on Jailbait's friend and they have to rush her to the nurse's station.
My book. It's gone. Oh, you mean this one? Oh, yeah. Do you like those kind of books? I do. I'm interested in New Guinea. And it's magic. Did you say magic of New Guinea?
What the heck's that?
Magic. Black and white. I've been reading that New Guinea is the most magical place in the whole world.
New Guinea is the most magical place on Earth? Does New Guinea have Space Mountain? No, ma'am, it does not. Oh, and she's voiced by Michelle Ruff, another celebrated actor whose casting is depressing me. Nevertheless, Jailbait wants to make amends for what she did and invites her to her dad's New Guinea exhibit, which she graciously accepts. Unfortunately, she wanders off alone and becomes ensnared by another nature spirit when she encounters one of the relics. And let's just say the effect it has on her is no less shameless than the effect on Jailbait.
Nami. Hi, Natsumi. Oh, hey there, Nami. What's going on? Give what back?
Wait, did I say shameless? I meant probably illegal. She tries to tear the necklace off, but it's magically sealed, so she has to resort to doing her own dance to summon her own spirit, which is apparently the Macarena. Guys, I'm not feeling comfortable at all showing you this. This is really not okay. I mean, you're seeing this, right? They're obviously implying that, okay, fuck this, review's over! I may have called myself professional just a moment ago, and ducking out of a review at this point is about as unprofessional as it gets, but seriously, fuck this! I mean, do you really need me to go on about this? If you couldn't tell that this was a reprehensibly awful comedy by now, then you are beyond help, my friend. What few jokes they actually write are just not funny and are delivered with the timing of a premature ejaculation. The characters are obnoxious, and the characters down and out embarrass themselves when they have to deliver these ridiculous and, quite frankly, creepy moments. I can't think of one single anime that Melissa Fawn, Barbara Goodson, Mona Marshall, or Michelle Ruff have been in that was worse. And this isn't even touching the racial caricatures, the pedophilic fan service, and the excruciating shame you feel just having this in your DVD player. This is, without a doubt, One of the worst anime I have ever seen in my life. I may have called this embarrassingly bad at the beginning of this review, but that description doesn't even come close to the levels of cringe this heap is capable of. You can't even enjoy this ironically, because it's not even funny bad. It's a wincing experience from start to finish that I can't wash my hands of fast enough. So guess what? Jungle de Ikou out, Tokyo Babylon in. Till next time. Long live your Lord High Regent Sage! Long live Benetopia!